So I want to react to this today, and I want to go ahead and say right now, I have the thing on the screen because the YouTube copyright bot. But Pat McAfee talks about Dre Greenlaw. If you did not watch the Super Bowl last night, we were live for 4 hours during the Super Bowl, and it was insane. Halfway through the game, Dre Greenlaw is randomly just on the ground. And they didn't really kind of show much of him running onto the field. It was just pretty much 1 second watching the game, next second, the 49ers linebackers on the ground, and he's not moving, and he's holding his Achilles, and we're like, is everything okay? We don't know what's going on. He eventually is able to walk to the sideline, go in the blue tent, and then they had to get the cart on the field to cart him off the field. And nobody knew what was going on. Everyone was asking questions, but there really wasn't any answers, and, well, we got answers after the game. He tore his Achilles, and he tore his Achilles randomly while on the sideline, just jumping up and down, and that is how he tore his Achilles, which is, again, insane. So this is how he tore his Achilles. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the thing on the screen real fast. Is this right here. Just 1, 2, and run. Bam. Torn Achilles. He's done for the game. He's done for the season. Obviously, the season is right here. But that little jumping up and down on the sideline tore his Achilles. Now, obviously, as Pat McAfee does go ahead and say here, if he didn't tear it here, he was going to tear it probably in the next couple plays, right? It was kind of ready to pop, as they would say. Which is, again, just even more scary that it happens anytime during the game. And this, obviously, very critical time of the game. Bam, they lose Dre Greenlaw for the game. And now he's going to have to get Achilles surgery, and he's going to be out for the next 6-7 months. And with that being said, he might not even be ready for the regular season day one for the 49ers. So it's a non-contact injuries. And I know this year we have had this happen so much with Aaron Rodgers, with Joe Burrow, with you list a player, and that's an injury. Like, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. But just a little, I want to react to what McAfee has to say. So let's go and get right into it.
Man. Greenlaw got hurt.
Oh, man.
He tore his Achilles going on the field.
Yep.
Crazy. I mean, I look at that and I think there's no chance that I don't tear my Achilles in the next 5-10 years.
Devastating.
That's all it takes.
On grass.
Oh,
So, like,
oh, it's so random and like,
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I feel like if it went there, it was probably going to go
Just in the next few plays.
in the next few plays. And this goes back to so that's the last Achilles this season has had.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Remember, 4
Thankfully.
plays into the Jets season, Aaron had his. Feels like more than we've ever had.
Bunch.
Yeah.
And then now in the Super Bowl, we get one just going onto the field. A lot of this year, the Achilles almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we know shit about it. Like, how do you strengthen it? Do we know if that's coming? Did Dre Greenlaw have any inclination at all that his Achilles could pop while he's just bouncing up and down to get ready to go on the field to hit somebody? It's a scary thing. That is a very scary thing, this Achilles.
yeah, and you see it happen just randomly. I've seen it happen. People playing pickup basketball, but just not doing like a freak. It wasn't like a freaky movement. Like he did a couple calf bounces, calf raises, and ran on the field. He was like on level 12 entering the game. Like after the play, every play, every series, he was super juiced. But hated to see that for him, especially such an impactful player to get hurt.
And again, it's that non-contact injury. Like, I know McAfee just said, like, is there any way we can fix this or prevent this or, strengthen the calf, do A, B, C, and D. But reality-wise, no, there is no way. Because at the end of the day, it's all non-contact. It's stuff you can't control from, doing stuff on the sideline or doing A, B, C, and D. It's just randomly, it's going to pop, period. And all of these injuries, Achilles injuries, quad injuries, ACL tears, PCL tears, MCL tears. Some of them are contact, but a lot of them are non-contact. And they happen, and next second player's out, player's done, and you kind of just have to pick up the remnants of what happened. And it's scary as heck, man. And this is why, again, I say it all the time on the channel, but I'll repeat again, is you need to build as much depth as humanly possible in your team. And I know it's difficult, right? Because, listen, at the end of the day, you can't get depth from going out there and signing a crap ton of free agents because you won't have salary cap left. You can only sign so many free agents, right? But that's why the draft is so important and working on the draft. I know now 2020 vision with the whole, this season, but moving forward, this is why this draft coming up, and I know who talked about it? Andrew Whitworth. He talked about how the Bengals are the greatest when they have these legendary drafts, because you need these drafts. You're not able to rebuild in normal parts of the season without having these great drafts and having that depth at linebacker, at safety, at corner. I know I've been talking about how I want us to take a safety, even though we have Dax Hill and Jordan Battle. But you need to have that guy in the back end who's able to help you out, who's able to, give you that extra, oomph to your team. And if someone happens to get injured or tired or whatever, you have that rotational guy. It sucks, man. It really does. But this is how football is, and it's a part of football. It's a contact sport, but sometimes non-contact injuries just happen.
It hurt like that. Then obviously they lost some other players as well. That's kind of been one of the common themes with the Niners too, as the playoff, these big-time games, big-time players go down, unfortunately.
A lot of injuries. Feliciano goes down.
Yeah. Debo's in the tent for a while.
Yeah, what happened? They just gave him...
I
didn't know Toradol could do that.
I was thinking the same thing.
He was like exploding afterwards.
fine.
And then he actually... Who jumped over the cameraman?
I still think with Debo, I'm going to assume it's a cramp because it looked like he tore his hamstring. But yeah, as Pat McAfee said, I think I made a joke during the live stream about that too, how it's like they gave him a shot of something because that man came flying out of that tent like he was about to just, run a marathon. But I think it was something to do with the fact of they probably gave him a shot of something, but he probably had a cramp. And it happens. I mean, you play a whole entire game, you're going to get cramped up sometimes. And we saw Lamar Jackson in a very important game versus the Browns a couple years ago on primetime football. At the very end of the game, he had a cramp and had to go to the locker room and go to the bathroom because it was a cramp. And it wasn't the fact he had to take a crap. Yeah, something like that.
On that same
Ray McLeod, I thought.
No, it was a Chiefs D-back.
DB.
I think it was McDuffie or Snead.
Yeah, because Debo, the overthrow
Almost.
for Debo. Debo's still sprinting, though.
And
Old
they
buddy
up on the
jumps
wall,
up
yeah.
over the photographer. I'm like, that when you're trying to go a little faster, that's when the hamstring.
Yeah, it had to be a cramp. It had to be like a cramp, maybe,
Had to
not
be
a
right.
pull.
He looked like he was out of the game.
Yeah, he
thought
was
he was
down.
done.
And usually once the guy, I think even Jim and Tony said it, like, I was shocked to see him back in the game, especially so soon. But, it's the Super Bowl. It's no tomorrow. But to see him play, it looked like at full speed.
Kittle had a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a bunch. You're talking
Safety, Brown.
Feliciano.
And then Kittle came back in the game too. So they lost Kittle in the very end of the game. He came back. Debo came back. All I know is, bro, they're giving them special shots on the sideline, and those shots kick quick, apparently. They just go, and they're like, we are back. Bump, a bump, bump, bump. No, we're not farmers. Anyway, though, guys, on a real note, though, again, it's the scariest thing. And I'm hoping that we can stay healthy next year. Knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. But it's a part of football, and it's just a part of life. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.